All right, so I've got the one of the bearing ends welded on. I used the TruBar setup, which is basically a couple of adapters that you clamp in here in your carrier bearing, and it's this massive rod that runs the entire length of the thing, and it keeps it perfectly straight, and it allows you to put these adapters on the end that center the bearing end to the axle so that there's no side-to-side load, and that everything is true. It's perfectly straight through the thing, so you don't end up burning up any bearings. This is my boss's personal tool, and he was kind enough to let me borrow it when I finally get around to asking him if that's okay. Real nice guy. So the most critical part about this, your bearing ends, you do not just throw them on there and weld them on. Oh my God, that's the stupidest mistake you could ever make. So when you weld, where it welds is going to pull. The metal is literally going to, if you put a tack right here, the metal is going to pull together, and it's going to take this bearing end and twist this bearing end. So what I did is I put a tack right here, and I put a tack over here on the other side. Now, if that still spun, I would know that the thing was straight. It did not. So I ended up having to come back here and cut this first tack to loosen the thing up, and then this spun again, and I proceeded to re-tack it, and when I did, it got tight. Now I put a tack here and a tack here, top and bottom, and when I did, this was locked up again. So I went back here and I cut this tack, and it freed it up, and this thing spun, and then I redid this tack. Every single one of these is going to be a little bit different. It's up to the end installer to be responsible enough for making sure that the bearing end that you're welding on there, one, is getting enough penetration and it's not going to come off. Two, make sure that the thing still spins. If it doesn't spin, what the hell are you doing? You're wasting your time and your customer's money. Now, this is for me, and I shouldn't give a damn, but I do. So I'm doing it right. This is how the silicon bronze fillet weld came out. Honestly, I was just kind of glooping the thing in there, to be perfectly honest. I used AC to melt this. I didn't use DC. It seems to me that silicon bronze kind of melts a little bit like aluminum, not steel where it needs DC. I don't know, that's just what I did. Seemed to work out pretty well. So I've got all of my ends measured, everything's figured out. Yeah, making fabulous progress. Hopefully I'm going to have this done and sitting there ready to go. By the end of the day, I'm going to take some lunch, let this thing cool off, come back, weld the other one. Video of that shortly. Alright, so I have the second bearing end welded on. This one also spins true and free. Now I have to mock up the backing plates and get this diff assembled, and I'm going to end up welding some caliper mounts on the back of this thing. I'm also going to do a truss. I'm going to weld some threaded spuds all the way across the back of this thing. Then I'm going to have a truss that bolts straight to all the way across both sides. It'll tie both tubes together inside the case. It'll also give me a mount to build my torque arm. I'm going to have to drill some holes. On most 8.8s, there's holes on this pad that I was planning on bolting to, but on the lightning housing, there's no holes. So I have to drill 1 or 2 small holes right here for a pad that's going to bolt to my torque arm that's going to come off right here. And this is going to follow leaf spring geometry so that I minimize axle wrap while still running leaf springs. Well, that's the goal anyway. So yeah, making progress. Yeah. So real quick, I just wanted to show what my measurement will be. What would that be? That's a backing plate flange to backing plate flange, you know? So we know that a stock Bronco wheel mount surface to wheel mount surface is 64.6 right there. So already just backing plate difference, I'm already a hair over 67 and a half. It's about 67 and 5/8 is about what that is. That's already a noticeable improvement in just housing width. Yeah.